Who are you today? 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Shower Podcast, the podcast where I'm in my shower and you do you. I'm your host, Chip, and who are you today? And most importantly, how many characters are you able to play? Do you think you have an alter ego? Well, if you never asked these questions to yourself, I'm here to prompt you in the right direction and tell you that if you don't have them, you should start because there is a lot of benefit in them. Before we start, as usual, if you end up liking this episode, leaving a like and subscribing help a lot. They're just one click, but they really make the difference. Thank you very much. So, before we fully start, I didn't want to do it yesterday, didn't want to jinx it, but here we are today. After surpassing 200 episodes, 200 consecutive days of podcasting. What can I say? It's fantastic. I love it. I want to continue until the end of the year. We're still far, if I think about it, but I feel like we're so close. So yeah, thank you very much for sticking around. And it has been lovely and I want to continue doing this. But yeah, just wanted to say it before I forget it because yesterday I was back into it, but today I have a bit more excitement into me. So I wanted to say that. Let's start with the usual inspiration, shall we? The thumbnail, if you have seen it, it's a replica from one episode of the 4th season of Dexter and the famous TV show. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but it's this moment in which he asks himself, who is he? Is he a brother, a husband, a killer? Who is he in that moment? And what is interesting is that I actually was able to relate to him. Of course, not in the killer aspect, but I realized that due to the way that I grew up, being from one country, moving to another, and now being in another one, my alter ego online, the fact that I have a nickname online, the fact that in Romania we are forced, let's say in quotes, to have 2 names. And I've always been able to juggle between those, with my friends, I'm Chip, and here I present myself as Chip. But for example, at work, I go by George. And online, I have another name called Cipro. So every time I realize that I am a bit a different person, but overall, I am able to stay very similar to who I am. And this is because these personas, these identities, we're not born because I needed them. We're just born because they happened. And of course, there is a difference in the way that I interact in each environment. And I'm not always the same. If somebody would know me in an environment, I would be very different from the other one. But my persona, myself, the way I feel, wouldn't change all that much. On the other hand, though, coming back to the image from Dexter, he is extremely different and he acts differently because he needs to. He is not comfortable, he is not able to be himself in every situation because he has to wear this mask. So when I ask you, who are you today? I'm mostly trying to understand and prompt you in the direction of, are you able to be coherent with your persona in all the environments in which you have to be, with all the people that are in your life? Or are you building up an alter ego that is very far from your true essence? And in that case, I would like to advise you against it, because you will realize that the moment in which you are done with that chore, the moment in which you have finished that activity and you have to go back to your real self, you'll feel a detachment, you'll feel threatened almost by that entity, because it will be so far from you that you will not be able to juggle with it. I can come from experience here. I remember that I had moments also when I was smaller in which, maybe I tried to be a bit more cool than I was, or I tried to get, to know people that were far from myself. And realizing years after that was not myself, that was not me. And something that I really live by, and again, it comes from experience, and I can really guarantee you that this way of living works and it's much, much better, is if you feel in any kind of circumstance that you are uncomfortable, you're not able to be yourself, be it because of a person, because of an environment, because of some pressure coming from the outside, stop, think about it, and try to find a way out. Because if you stay too much in there, you'd actually kind of trick yourself that you are that kind of person, and you will leave behind your true self. And once you start doing that, things get very tricky. So try to stay away from it. Always question who you are, but in the right way. And at the same time, enjoy every aspect of yourself. Because each alter ego has its own way of doing things. And that's just fine. But in the end, remember that it all has to start from yourself. Don't split up, because in that case, it would be very difficult to recover. Having said that, that was all for today. Thank you very much for listening. As I said before, super grateful of having over 200 episodes out. And remember that liking and subscribing really keeps me going. And overall, it's always enjoyable to see your feedback. Thank you very much for listening, as I just said. And as usual, stay consistent, stay resilient. This was the Shower Podcast, and see you tomorrow.